Yo,
Yo
tips.
tips! Yo tips! Yo tips! Yo tips! Yo tips!
Welcome back, everyone. Josh here with Angling Outings, and today I'm going to show you how you can save money each and every time you change the line on your casting reels. We'll go over how you can cast further, and I'll show you how to save even more money than those who use this technique. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. It's Angling Outings with Josh and Cletus. Angling Outings is brought to you by our YouTube affiliates, Retro Backbeat and Josh and Joe Productions. The technique I'm going to show you today is using braid for backing. Now, I know braid costs a lot more than monofilament, but it's actually a lot cheaper, about 1,400 times cheaper. Now, don't go anywhere. Stay through this video and I'll explain why it's that much cheaper. So using monofilament for your backing, monofilament doesn't last very long. It breaks down, it deforms, it gets very brittle, and it's just not a very good line to keep on there for a long period of time. Now braid, on the other hand, when braid breaks down, it just gets softer. The ends will fray and it's still a good line. You could take the braid off of your reel, spool it onto another reel, and then spool that reel up from the old reel. Now the first couple of yards that you tie your main line to, that's the line that's going to be damaged. It's going to be frayed. It's going to be, not that great, but it will be fine enough to tie on to the other reel. And all the rest of the line, that 80% or so of line that is exposed to be tied to your main line, that's all going to be good line. So braid will last twice as long as what we're going to be discussing here today. Now, when using the braid for backing instead of the monofilament, your braided line is going to last 4, 5, 8, 10 times longer than monofilament. So you're going to be gaining a lot more life out of your line. Now, when using braid for backing, braid weighs a lot less than monofilament does. So there's less weight on your spool. Your spool can spin faster, which will give you longer cast, 10, 20, 30 feet, or even more in your cast length. And having longer cast is beneficial for when you're fishing clear water, you're bank fishing, or you're throwing crankbaits where you'll need that extra distance to be able to retrieve your bait down to where it needs to go. And I'll show you another way how using braid for backing can save you money. When you're flipping and pitching, all you need is about 2 or 3 flips worth of fluorocarbon if you're a fluorocarbon flipper. So you're only going to be using about 30, 40 feet of fluorocarbon for your flipping. Plus, if you ever get into those situations where you're in dirtier water and you want to flip with braid, you could just strip that 20, 30 feet of line off, use the braid, and when you go back to your clearer lakes, you can tie that fluorocarbon on. Plus, with topwater rigs, you can have the braided line on there and use a 20, 25, 30 foot monofilament leader for your topwater. And then when you get into the areas where you're going to be casting a frog into heavy gunk and stuff, you could take that monofilament off, tie your frog to the braid, and you could be throwing in that heavy cover. But if you're going to be doing your braid like that with your topwater or your flipping, you want to put some good braid on there outside of your backing. Go ahead and put the backing on there and then put the good braid on there and then use your leader from there. And you don't have to buy the expensive premium braided line. You're going to spend $15 to $20 at least for a spool of premium braided line that's only 100 to 150 yards. Now, you can always go to your local tackle shop. You can find some generic braid, find some off-brand braid that would be a lot cheaper, or you can go to places like Wish or Amazon. And I picked up this MPETER line. It's kind of hard to see on there. It's 547 yards, a 65-pound test, and I paid $14 for this. So using monofilament Going off of the average, I'm going to put some numbers up here. Going off the average price for a premium monofilament line, which is about $7, divided by 200 yards, you're looking at 3.5 cents a yard for monofilament. Now, when using braids such as this one, at $14 divided by 547 yards, you're looking at 2.5 cents a yard. And if this is going to last up to 10 times longer, the price of the yard on this is going to be 0.002 cents a yard overall price. So when you get done with your line and you strip it off for good at the end of all those years and however long it's going to take, this line is going to only cost about 1 penny per 400 yards. So it does vary. That there is one of the most maximum amounts that you can save with this line. So let's head into the lake house and let's get the line on the reels. All right, everyone, now let me show you how I do this braid backing. We're going to take the line, we're going to put it through the line guide there, and I'm kind of an older fellow, so my eyesight ain't all that great. Now the knot I'm going to tie, this knot is it's a very non-slip knot when dealing with braided line tying to your spool. A lot of people will say use a piece of electrical tape on there. If you want to, that's fine, but I'd say try this knot out. Now how you do this knot is you take your tag end here and you just fold it over together, and what you're going to do is you're going to tie a uni knot. And you just take the line there, and if y'all would like to have me do knot videos, then I will go ahead and post how to do different kinds of knots. So leave a comment in the comment section below if you'd like to see knot videos. And right there is 4. We're just going to do 4 right there. We'll pull it down tight. As you can see, there's got that little barrel knot there. All right, and we'll take our braid cutters right here, and we'll cut that piece of braid off right there. We'll put that to the side. Then we'll take this loop, and what we're going to do is we're going to put it over the spool there 1, 2 times. Okay, just 2 times is all you need. And then we will pull that uni knot all the way down to the spool there, just like that. Rock it back and forth there. All right. And then we'll take the line, or take the spool, we'll stick it back into the reel, like such. All right. We'll put our cover back on. There you go. There you go. Okay, now how we have this and how you're going to want to do it is, you see that the line is tied in the center of the spool, and your eyelet, your line guide there, is in the center. So you want those matched up. It doesn't have to be exact. And then we will go through, move around here. We will go through, and you're just going to want to go slow at this. You want to hold your line tight, just like you would with any kind of braided line. You want to hold it tight so it goes on your spool tightly. And you'll want to move your finger back and forth. The one that you're holding the line with, you want to hold it back and forth along with the line guide there. That helps to ensure that the line is going to go on straight. Now, one good thing that you can do to make sure that it goes on straight is loosen up your tension knob and loosen up your magnetic drag and pull back on your star drag there just a little bit. That will keep tension off of the spool, and that will help your spool not get one side, get it bunched up to one side or the other. Now we're going to stop right here, and if you could see that, we're stopping just before the lip of the reel there. I know my camera's not all that great. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is cut the line right there, and we are going to use this Trilene XT 14 pound. It's in the green color, the moss green color. I use this rod for top water a lot, so I usually keep monofilament on this rod. At this point, I mean, you could tie whatever knot you want. You could do a couple of overhand knots. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to do the uni knot, the double uni knot. We're going to finish up spooling the rest of our line on there. Now, if you see, I go through the first eyelet of the rod, and I'll also go through the second eyelet. That's just a personal preference. Sometimes I'll go all the way to the end. It just depends on how much room I got. And in today's studio, which we don't have completed yet, we don't have a whole lot of room. So once again, get in there and go real slow to be able to get this line on there. Go back and forth with you holding the line, and don't forget to hold it tight. It's very important with braid. Not as much important with the other lines, but it's a good habit to get into. That way your line is going to be snug to your spool and ready to go. All right, so there we have it, folks. We've got our reel spooled up with the braided backing, and we have enough monofilament on the line to do some top water. Now you can do fluorocarbon. Like I said, you can also do braid if you're flipping. Just do about 2 or 3 flips worth and in the good braid, and do the rest in the cheaper, more affordable braided line. If you're doing top water, give yourself about, I don't know, probably 40, 50, 60 yards of the good braid, and then you could put a leader on there for the top water rod that you would have, and you could put a frog on there with the braided line, and then put a like I said, a 20, 30 foot leader of the monofilament to do your open water top water. There's a lot of different ways that you could put these together for the style and techniques that you use on your body of water. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment down below. I will try to get to every single person that leaves a comment. And until next time, thanks for watching. I'm Josh. You've been watching Angling Outings, and get on out there and go fishing.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and get notified so you don't miss out on any more of our videos. It's free to subscribe and you can cancel at any time, but why would you?